Hey, I'm Gwilym Lee, and I play Brian May in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Rami Malek, and I play Freddie Mercury.
I'm Joe Mazzello, and I play John Deacon.
And you're watching TheMVTO.
Guys, congratulations on the movie. It was amazing. Your performances were incredible. I just wanted to know, how did you guys get ready for your role?
We started out with Live Aid, which is one of the most iconic performances of all time. And how long did we rehearse for that, gents?
Yeah, was it 6 weeks, I think?
5 to 6 weeks,
5 to 6
somewhere in
weeks.
there, yeah. Learning our instruments, learning how to move, learning how to talk like them. It was really all-encompassing, this
Did
job.
you guys play instruments before the movie, or?
Not well enough.
Yeah.
Not well enough.
Yeah, I mean, a little
No.
bit. I play,
Yeah, you do.
campfire guitar is how I describe it, but nothing like Brian May's.
We were doing lessons 4 or 5 days a week for those 5-6 weeks before we started shooting, and then we continued on with that throughout the entire 6-month shoot. So by the end, it was like really intensive training between the guitars and the piano and all of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was good starting with Live Aid in the way that we did, because it was the one performance that we really wanted to capture in absolute detail, because it's so recognisable, so iconic. And it actually was useful because it could be so overwhelming taking on these parts and this music, but to be able to concentrate on something very specific just focuses the mind, and you kind of don't get overwhelmed by it.
Did Brian May or Roger Taylor, since they were involved in the film, did they give you guys any advice?
100%. Even for me, playing John Deacon, who wasn't, one of them, but I remember when we did one of our big rehearsals for Live Aid, he came up to me and said, "Joe, lick your fingers." John always licked his fingers when he would play, and that was just like a little detail that I wouldn't have thought about if he weren't there.
And what was the most challenging scene you guys had to do?
It was definitely Live Aid, because that was the one performance we wanted to do move for move. In retrospect, going from that into all the other performances, we had a shorthand with one another, and we knew how to navigate ourselves on stage and in the scenes. I mean, it brought us so close together. So at first, when you think it's the scariest thing to start out with, it ends up possibly being the most beneficial.
I think it helped you guys out, because you guys just got that done, and it's like, okay, like now we're really like a band, right?
Yeah, it really forged us together as a band and gave us a bit of confidence as well. To have done that within the first couple of weeks of the shoot, you're like, okay, well, that's a pretty iconic moment in the can. So
It was still the scariest thing in the world, though. Like, don't let us fool you.
What's unusual about this film is you'd be doing some very emotional scenes, very dramatic scenes. You'd be doing collaborative scenes with the band, making the songs, and then you get to perform the song. So it was this crazy cool evolution of, hey, here we came and wrote this song, worked on it, here comes the guitar solo, here comes the bass, drum solo. And then all of a sudden, you get to see it all come alive on a stage, whether it's Madison Square Garden or Live Aid or on the show Top of the Pops or the first gig with Smile early on. I mean, it's rare when you get to see so many concert performances in a film.
I think one of my favorite concert performances you guys had was when Freddie shows Mary Austin the video from the Rio concert, and you have the whole audience singing back Love of My Life, and I'm not even kidding, like, give me goosebumps. Was there any moment that,
I hope
or
so.
any song while you were recording that gave you goosebumps?
I always found Radio Gaga in Live Aid always gets me going. It's quite a euphoric moment. It's the second song, they're getting into their groove. Freddie just takes off in that song, and it's when they really kind of engaged with the audience. And every time I watched that in the original footage, I'd get kind of goosebumps. I get kind of really excited by that. But Love of My Life as well was just the filming of that, because it was the very last thing we shot in the whole film. So after this crazy journey we'd all been on, this great kind of experience we'd had, this was the culmination of it all. It was a very emotional day.
I get goosebumps right now just thinking about it.